The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good Wednesday morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN just after 9 a.m. Eastern Time. 24 minutes to go until the opening bell, and you have markets in positive territory yet again. You have NVIDIA spiking. They have a deal going on. Anthropic, they're going to increase the spending, but the story this morning is NVIDIA. We're going to hit $5 trillion, folks. Quite the acceleration overnight. The run continuing. NVIDIA shares up $7 right now to $208. What's remarkable, everything is remarkable, of course, okay? 25 billion shares. We're up $7 right now. You were up dramatically yesterday on all the deals they had going on. You back it up to where we were on Friday, folks, you're up $23. $23 is where you're up from Friday. You back it up to Thursday, you're up $30. NVIDIA has gained a market cap of $750 billion since Thursday. Remarkable, man. You pull up the daily, and yeah, you run from that area I was talking about, 180. That's where we were chopping around for some time. But NVIDIA shares, you're going to open, and the number's going to be $5 trillion. Now, we got an important day. We got earnings. We have a Fed decision at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. You get some tech earnings this afternoon. And let's jump around to the markets. S&P's right now up by 18 points or 0.25%, 69.44. We might hit 7,000 today. NASDAQ 100, so much for 26,000. So much for 25. Blowing through that, 26,309, up by 0.4%. The NASDAQ, the Dow, up by 0.25% at 48,000 right now, and the Russell is flat. Russell underperforming yesterday. We take a look at crude. Continuing to chop a little bit lower. We trade lower yesterday. We're trading at $60 right now, down about 5 pennies. Gold catches a little bit of a bid today. Well off the lows of yesterday. Gold back above 4,000. Trading at 4,028, up by $46 on the session. Silver up by 1.9% at 48.23. We jump over to yields on Fed Day. Pretty flat. The 10-year right now negative by 1 tick. And we have a yield. Let's pull it up. 3.99. Just flirting with 4% on the 10-year. You jump over the dollar right now. DXY 98.87. We check out the VIX. Now keep your eye on the VIX. Okay, the VIX is elevated. We come into yesterday at 15.70. The VIX went straight up all day as this market traded higher. We're in higher territory yet again, and the VIX is higher. 1643, basically right where we closed yesterday, but higher territory recently on the VIX as we come into potentially a volatile week. We got a Fed decision today, as I mentioned, 2 o'clock Eastern Time, and many tech earnings coming out as well. All right, let's take a look at some of the volume in the markets. We jump back to the S&P. We'll take a look at it on a daily. Now, we had quite the sell-off a week ago. 1.8 million contracts on the S&P, jack it up, and things have drifted higher on lighter volume. The selling was pronounced. We had some buying at the lows, but this market has drifted on a little bit higher volume. Take a look at the NASDAQ 100, same deal. You get the selling a week ago, and we drift higher on lighter volume. And you look at where we were last Thursday, 522, and then 460, and then 421, and finally you get a little bit of an uptick, but still 440 yesterday. We jump over to the ETFs. You jump over the SPY. Yeah, less volume, right? 61.7, 63, 74. In terms of the numbers on the SPY, you jump over the Qs. Yeah, there you go, though. Look at that. Qs have some volume, man. That's how you like to accelerate higher. 42 million, 47 million, 54 million, and 61 million on the way up. All right. let's jump around to some of the equities that are moving this morning. We jump over to Boeing shares. Boeing with their numbers, and the story there, I'm about $4.9 billion. Market knew that one was coming, though. They stemmed the cash burn for the first time since 2023, but it's almost a $5 billion charge on the 777X delays. They put that plane back a couple years. They're on track to deliver the most aircraft this year since 2018. But yeah, that plane, the 77X, is going to get pushed back to 2027. And remember, if they're saying 2027 right now, the pushbacks just continue. But free cash flow, that was the number, $238 million. First time in the black on that metric since late 2023. So that's a big one for that company. Look at this. They lost $4.78 billion. That's better than $5.76 billion a year ago. On an adjusted basis, they reported $7.47 a loss per share. Revenue, though, jumping 30% to $23.27 billion, up from $17.8 a year ago. Revenue's not going to be that big of a problem for this company. When they get a backlog of planes, that'll just take them decades. In the first 9 months of the year, 440 planes, up from 291 a year ago. Take a look at Boeing. Nice bounce since the April lows. Check weekly. Check out the monthly. Yeah, we had some selling last month. Look at the selling compared to the bounce we're getting this month. All right, you jump over to Amazon. So just as I was coming on the air for Amazon, so you got two stories here. You got Project Rainier now fully operational. It seems to be that's the one. One of the world's largest AI computer clusters, 500,000 Titanium 2 chips, and Anthropic running workloads on the system. An $11 billion data center going live. Man. And then you have out there for Anthropic, 500,000. And Anthropic, will double its investment in the company's AI infrastructure. The stories coming out are just everywhere, man. It is remarkable. Even Amazon. Now, Amazon's got a high out here at 242. You back up Amazon. Look how the volume lightened up. We'll see the volume today. Today's going to be a big day for Amazon. You're up by $3 right now. AI in focus. NVIDIA is going to be the $5 trillion company. And we get tech earnings, and we get a Fed decision at 2 p.m. Eastern time. All right, we jump around to other equities. You got Caterpillar shares. Check out Caterpillar trading high. Look at that pop. 554 from about 524 yesterday. And yeah, they make $4.95 a share. They beat on the top and the bottom line on $17.64 billion. They were supposed to make $4.59 on $16.7, so almost $1 billion extra revenue, and they beat on earnings as well. All right, folks, stay tuned. We're coming back. Markets in positive territory. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger Zen, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger Zen, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This portion of the Morning Market Kickoff is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. We got the S&Ps up by 19 right now. NASDAQ 100 up by 111 right now. And we jump around, folks, and let's talk a little NVIDIA. So NVIDIA shares, you're gonna hit that 5 trillion mark. I think it was 203 and change, 203.57 potentially that you had to get to. Maybe 205. 208's well above it. Yeah, 205.37, something like that. It was calculated on yesterday. Put it into the den. They got 24.357 billion shares. 24.35347, close. 24.347 billion. I mean, they're going to open at 5.08. They're going to blow it apart, man. So we check out NVIDIA. And yeah, $5 trillion. They've had some amazing deals that they put out yesterday. And you look at this run this equity has had. So check it out. This is a good one. Let's see if we can zoom in. There we go. We'll make it a little bigger. One more. There we go. How about that? There we go. Oh, we're not getting it all. So this is just zooming in on the run that we've had recently, right? Since this year alone, the run that we've had. You dip below $100 in April. But check out when you slide down to what we've done in terms of when ChatGPT was released, folks. This was a $400 billion company. It's now a $5 trillion company. It's been a straight shot. And you're talking about basically 3 years. ChatGPT, what's that date? Somewhere around the end of 2022. 3 years. Now, it seems stratospheric, okay? Of the 80 analysts that cover it, more than 90% have given it a buy equivalent rating, with only one rating it a sell. Jay Goldberg. Well, congrats for your convictions, Jay. We'll see where it goes. Got to be tough being the only sell analyst on NVIDIA on the street as it goes to $5 trillion right now. Doesn't mean that that he could not be correct, right? But here's the thing, in terms of overpriced, NVIDIA shares priced at less than 34 times estimated earnings, below their 5-year average of 39. How about that? The semiconductor index, 29. So they're not that far above there. Stock's up 1,275% since that period of time when it went from 400 up to $5 trillion from 400 billion. Quite a number. All right, we talk a little bit of trade. So China, they buy their first soybeans of the season. Tensions easing. 2 cargoes of soybeans, first known purchase of the season, which may mark a revival, as they put it. Yeah. There's your soybeans for 2025. There was the first China trade war. Those soybean farmers, you had to see it coming when you look at a chart like this. And the top line there, these are million metric tons. But nonetheless, that happens ahead of Trump and Xi speaking at APEC. So a good sign for tensions to ease. Unclear if China is going to commit to a fixed volume of soybeans. That'll be one of the negotiation pawns in play. All right. Yeah, how about malls? Well, check this out. One of the largest malls of America, it just got seized. Malls. I mean, the ever-changing spectrum of big malls, small malls, our-time destinations. The Palisades Center Shopping Mall in West Nyack, New York. Anyone out there familiar? But yeah, after acquiring the sole mortgage backing the commercial security tied to the mall, and they're seizing control. Resulted in about $231 million in losses for the bondholders, including $72 million for holders of AAA rated bonds. You see that one, folks? $72 million of AAA rated bonds. Only the second instance since the financial crisis where top rated commercially mortgage-backed securities have been hit. Well, AAA, be careful. More pain is likely in store for bondholders of those CMBS backed by individual mortgages tied to older retail and office properties. Yeah, everything changed during the pandemic. Thankfully we're hanging out with humans again, but the landscape of our daily activities definitely did. Yeah, and so that move wipes out creditors and even left holders of those AAAs lost when they seized that property. So they bought more than 70% of the top-ranking slice in a commercial mortgage-backed security tied to that shopping center in New York. And then they used that position to acquire the sole mortgage backing at a discount, triggering the liquidation. 2 million square feet of mall. Man. How many times is this article going to tell you that those AAA bonds got wiped out? Yeah, so this is an asset manager, high yield, stressed and distressed credit, $11 billion. And they're not talking, of course. Man, look at this. So you talk about quick. In March, it sent out a letter proposing. Yeah. Man. Proposing Mount Street, a lending-based firm that works out soured loans on behalf of bond holders as the deal's new special servicer. And that went out by mid-April. And by September, they had reached an agreement with Mount Street to purchase the underlying loan backing for $170 million. Bondholders in the top-rated tranche got 70 cents on the dollar. And they took control. So they're going to foreclose on the property themselves. That's what they're doing. Man. Occupancy was 100% in 2016. It was 76% at the end of 2021. It's rebounded 95%. What's the quality and what are they paying, though, right? There you go. Look at it. I didn't even have to finish the sentence. 20% of the tenants are temporary. I mean, are these kiosk tenants, right? Probably not, but you get the point. Not the same quality of tenants that you're getting there. Malls. What is it, Simon, right? What's a Simon? Yeah, SPG. Simon Property Group. Let's take a look at this one real quick. I haven't looked at this one in a while. Yeah, look at this. Back to where you were in 2013. This thing falls out of bed during the pandemic, of course. It's been a nice climb. Take a look at the volume. That was some nice volume last month testing those highs. Simon Property Group. About malls. All right, folks, we're coming back for the open. It's going to be the first time ever. We're going to open with a company valued at $5 trillion. That's right. All Spirit Halloween stores, and they're only open for 4 more days. We're coming right back,
your
folks.
Skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We have shares open, and yeah, we got the S&Ps up 13 points. We give back a few of those gains. NASDAQ 100 right on the open. We get a little bit of a pop, up 115 points or 0.4% in the green. It's going to be an interesting day. Now, we got some big happenings, for lack of a better term. Let me pull up where we just were. Forgive me. Here we go. So we have Microsoft. Let's jump over to Microsoft shares. Up 0.2%, quite the acceleration yesterday on their OpenAI, cementing that deal. OpenAI now a nonprofit. Microsoft's position, about $130 billion of that company. And OpenAI, they're probably going to go public in like 2027, the for-profit, right? The for-public benefit profit corporation. So Microsoft is after the bell, their numbers tonight. You also get Google after the bell tonight. Google's up 0.7% right now. And you get Meta. Is that enough for you? How about a Fed decision at 2 p.m. Eastern time in the mix as well? But yes, you get. And then we're going to get Apple and Amazon tomorrow. Apple shares basically flat this morning. You jump over to Amazon to get back some of those gains. Anthropic, they're going to be ramping up their spending. And their new data center is open and operational. Amazon up by 1% right now. We jump around some other equities. Tesla shares up by 0.4%. And yeah, how about some of these deals? Let's just take a look at them real quick. The deals yesterday. So NVIDIA. How about Nokia? They got $1 billion stake. Eli Lilly, partnership to build a supercomputer and AI factory for pharmaceutical industry aimed at speeding up drug discovery. Lucid said NVIDIA's technology is going to be the first automaker to provide highly advanced self-driving capabilities. It calls mind-off driving. It was over and over, man. So they're going to be selling chips to a lot of people. The market likes it. Look at this, even higher. NVIDIA up 4.2%. Microsoft up 0.25%. Google shares up by 0.6% right now. Checking on Boeing on their numbers, down by 1.4% right now. Some of the other high flyers, Robinhood up by 0.3%. Palantir was in the mix a bit yesterday. Palantir up by 1.3% right now. 192. You talk about a run in this equity. It's not stopping. Let's take a look at the volume on this equity. Yeah, the one thing is that look at the volume on a weekly basis. Okay? That's a trend that can't continue. Eventually you reach zero volume. Okay? All the way back to, that's the beginning of the year. It just keeps going lighter and lighter. Be careful on Palantir, folks. That's not the volume profile you want. That's almost an entire year of declining volume, going all the way back to that spike from February. And in that time, we've gone from 75 to 192. All right, we jump over to UPS. They had some action yesterday. Yeah, so this is going to be an important area for UPS. Now, where the top of this trend line is, it's an art, not a science, folks, but we're bumping up against the top portion of this. Good volume, though. That's a big number. They're cutting workers. Market liked it. You're trading higher again today, up by almost 2% for UPS. I don't know, folks. It almost feels like the NASDAQ should be up a little bit more than 110 points when you have NVIDIA shares up by 5%. That's another $250 billion in market cap, and we are at $750 billion in market cap since where we were less than a week ago. What did we get to on the low on a week ago? This is getting video game style numbers. Where were we as low as 176.76? Geez, so every dollar's 25 billion. So that's another 75. So that's 825 billion. 800. We're pushing almost $1 trillion in market cap added in the last week in NVIDIA. I mean, I know things are looking in a great situation, but to make the case that $1 trillion in market cap over a period of just the last 5 trading days, hey, let's take a look at the volume. So weekly bar, that's going to be a big number. It's only the beginning of Wednesday. Today's going to be a big day. $5 trillion. NVIDIA is going to be everywhere, right? They're going to be on the nightly news that they hit $5 trillion. They're going to be everywhere. It's going to be a big volume day. All right, let's check in on gold. Gold, a little bit of selling coming into the opening bell. We put it on a daily right now. We're up by $43. We had some selling ramping up, though. Look at that selling, right? From where we were October 23rd, which was Thursday, Friday, you do 291,000 contracts. You do 324 on Monday. You do 330 yesterday as the volume rises. All right, it's going to be a make or break for the earnings, of course, today. But keep your spikes up right now, folks, because I'd actually expect to see this market a little bit higher. You got NVIDIA up a full 5%. Amazon's up almost a full percent. They just gave back almost $3, though. Look at Microsoft selling off. All right, be careful in this market this morning, folks. Microsoft just sold off $6, like nothing. Google catches a bid, up by 0.6% right now. Let's check out the banks. On the day that we're expected to get a Fed hike, and we will see. JP Morgan, it's been quite a run for these banks, man. JP Morgan flat right now. Bank of America, basically flat, off 0.4%, off 22 pennies right now at 52.65. And so as we come into Fed decision, the market right now, 97.8% chance that they're going to cut. That's what the market's pricing in. This is the CME Fed Watch. Okay, and this is as implied by the 30-day Fed funds futures prices. 97.8%. 2.2% chance they do nothing. You go out to December. Now, this is where it gets interesting. This number's been dropping, folks, okay? What is Chairman Powell going to say about the next meeting is the question that the market's asking with these numbers, at least. This number was as high as 96, 97, 98% that the market thought that they were definitely going to be able to cut twice by December. We're now only at 87%. And as we all know, these numbers, boy, they whipsaw, to put it lightly. Crude right now up 0.4%. All right, you talk about the hurricane. So, now it's coming for the Bahamas. Barreling northeast toward the Bahamas after leaving that trail of destruction in Jamaica and Cuba. Man, keep those people in your thoughts and prayers. Did not realize, actually, that you could get... I knew you could get storms, right? And I know you can get storms, folks. And it stays hot through Halloween down here in Florida. Now, we got a nice cool front going on for the next 5 days, but it's been 85, 88 degrees, okay? You better believe the hurricanes can happen. Didn't believe that they could happen as the strongest storm, like, ever with 185-mile-an-hour winds. I assumed that when we were coming into the end of October, the water might be a little cool enough. No, not the case. Hurricane season stretching almost through November, into November. All right, folks, we're coming back with our man Teddy Kegstad. We're going to talk some currencies. We'll talk some commodities. Come on back, folks.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the Opening Call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening Call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds for both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. We got markets in positive territory. S&P's up by 18, NASDAQ 100 up by 107. And right now, folks, as we do each and every Wednesday at 9:40, we're going to talk to our man Teddy Kegstad. You can check out Teddy's outstanding Tiger Forex report, folks, right under the newsletter tab at TFNN.com. You'll see that Tiger Forex report by our man Teddy. You can check that out. It's $97 a month, folks. You sign up. It comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. You gain access to a webinar he did in there as well. And under the services tab, don't forget he's got a couple of great webinars. Capitalizing on time with calendar stock option spreads and Japanese candlestick pattern stock and option strategies. Options in the mix in both of those. If you're an option trader or just want to learn a little bit more, check out those webinars, $97, and you gain access to them, folks. You can watch them as many times as you like. They're right on your account page at TFNN.com. Teddy Kegstad, good morning.
Good morning, Tommy.
So we have NVIDIA making headlines, of course, Teddy, but we got a big day, man. We got a Fed day. We got some earnings. What are you looking at in this market? I know we got cuts in focus. What do you think?
Well, we got to wait till 1:15, so that's just got to wait for the Fed to do either do or don't do what they are going to do. Are they going to cut? I don't know. I think that they're not, but we'll see. Maybe they do. And right now it's a flat line for, some of the, some of the lesser currencies versus the dollar are actually having some nice moves today. But the euro and a couple other ones, they're very, very quiet, which is understandable. I don't think you're going to see any real action until at least they're, whether they do or don't cut the rate, So if they cut the rate and the expectations is that we'll still get one more cut, before the end of the year, then I think you'll see a nice little rally in the 30-year and the 10-year notes. So, and then you'll probably see a nice rally in the euro, US dollar, and the pound dollar, I would think. And then you'll probably see the U.S. dollar yen continue to make new lower move lows on the week, especially if crude oil stays lower today going into that number as well.
Yeah, and crude under a little bit of pressure. We got quite the acceleration last week. We're back right near about $60 right now. And, it's interesting. We talk every week, of course. I appreciate the take. And you're on the side that they may not be cutting at least where the market thinks. But what is interesting is if you go out, even the market right now is they were pricing in, a cut. They were pricing in a cut in December. And the odds of a December cut have decreased. And then you go next year and we're really, not just the market, not sure, I'm sure, where we go. So this meeting, we'll see. Mm-hmm. What do you think about yields in 4% right now on the 10-year? Is that just Fed dependent? I mean, the long-term yields versus the shorter term. I know you gave that, take, but we have inflation near 3% right now. There's so many variables in play. I know I'm throwing it all at you, right? But the Fed thinks the market thinks they're going to cut. We got a 3% number on inflation right now, and we have the 10-year at 4%. I try and wrap my head around, where that 10-year and where the pressure is going to be. What do you think about that kind of logic?
I do think in the short run that yields are going to be pressing the lower end of the curve, if you will, higher prices, lower yields. I do think that is going to maintain into the rest of the year. Like right now, I would say you'd rather be in a buy break posture, if you will. Look for breaks to buy in the 10-year, especially as we head into November. Now, I would be very careful once you get to around Thanksgiving as you start coming into December expiration with the futures contracts. But right now, I think you have a window of about 4 to 5 weeks that you could probably make some nice little chip away trades, buying dips in the 10-year. For sure, looking for higher prices as we get away from this Fed meeting, especially if they don't cut. If they don't cut today, I would expect to see a nice little slide in prices in the 10-year and the 30-year, and I think that would be a very good opportunity to buy. Like, I think if you get a fib correction of 0.3, if you get to I don't think you'll see a 50% correction off the last low, or tracing back, but I think you could see probably somewhere in between there, a 25% correction off the last swing high, and then look at that for a buying opportunity to get taken out as we head into, November towards Thanksgiving into the beginning of December. I would be very cautious, though, as we head into the very last Fed meeting of the year, no matter what happens today. So I think you have a nice window from today up until the first week of December, a nice little window for us to take a look at.
Let me go a little bit longer term, and it's so tough to go out right now in this environment, as in who knows where we're going to be in 3 months, 6 months, a year with everything in flux. But what do you think about the new Fed chair coming in terms of rates? I mean, obviously, President Trump, he wants rates to be lower. And so because the market loves to be forward-looking, right? So we're going to get into that period of end of the year. We might get who the new Fed chair is going to be. How do you think about that? Do you think there's going to be the constant pressure early in 2026 for lower rates, or is that going to wait till May, or just your thought process, please?
Well, I think that, I think that the new chair will be the one more likely to cut rates, especially, once they're in office, if you will.
Sure.
So the first part of the year, especially because we've had crude already slip back a lot. If crude continues to stay around the $60 to $55 price tag, you got to figure by the time we get the numbers for third quarter in a couple of months, and especially the fourth quarter numbers come January and February for the Fed to be looking at, I would think that you're going to see a deflationary, trend, if you will. I mean, if the price of crude continues to drop or stay stable over the next 3 to 6 months, you got to think it's going to have some impact on inflation and the cost of transfer of goods, which means we'll probably see some downward pricing in a lot of things as we get into the holidays and especially after the holidays. And should that occur, unless there's some spike in inflation that causes things to turn around to the negative, I think that you're going to have an environment that they're going to be looking forward into 2026, where I think that if the new Fed chair, when they take over in May, they'll be looking at the third and fourth quarters, like where they see the market going. And if the trend is that we're not going to have inflation, that not necessarily deflation, but at least some downward pressure on prices, if that is the magic picture they see, then I think you're going to see more of a reason for them to cut rates. Okay, now if something comes in the midst, like if oil all of a sudden shoots back up to 78, 75, 80 bucks or something like that, and we have other, pressures on inflation, then you may have a little bit more of a chokehold on the new Fed chairman as to when they will cut rates or how they will go about it, if that makes any sense.
Sure. No, definitely. And, it's going to be interesting to say as we play it out for sure. And go from here. You mentioned crude, $60, of course. What do you think about gold? Can I ask you? Gold, a little bit of a pullback since the last time I talked to you.
Yes, it has, for sure. It's funny because somebody asked me about that yesterday.
Right?
I mean, no matter what, if a week and a half ago you had that one big sell-off, obviously right there was a very bearish one-day signal, if you will, and the run-up has been high. Markets go out like they come in. You can't be parabolic to in one direction and not expect a pullback. Right? Yeah. I mean, so if you really look at it on the grand scheme of things, from just like the last swing low from the high, you're right at your 0.382. You haven't even hit your 50% mark on yesterday's low. So you're in a good buying area, at least a corrective point. So I think you're going to probably see some chopping around in this area, especially if they cut rates. there's no real reason for it to go up. If they raise rates, which they're not going to do, then I could see you getting a big spike rally going on, But I think that if the Fed sits on their hands or cuts rates, then you're probably going to see gold shopping around right now. I don't think you're going to get back above 42.50 anytime soon.
All right, man. I appreciate the takes, the conversation. Folks, check it out, the Tiger Forex Report, right under the newsletter tab and those webinars under the services tab. Teddy, I appreciate it as always, man. You have a great week. We'll talk to you next Wednesday as always.
You too, Tommy. Take care.
Take care. Folks, we're coming right back.
Trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We jump around to some of the metals. That's copper up here. Copper, quite the run. So you drop off on tariff volatility. We're at the top of the range right now. Okay, that's right. We were on October 9th. You sell off on October 10th. That October 9th run as high as 526, and we just hit 525. Okay, back this up a little further on copper. This is an important area on copper, folks, if you're trading copper. Okay, you break through here. Yeah, there is some upside in a big way. You jump over the copper stocks, Southern Copper, how about that break? Okay, talk about a run, man. Now, Freeport-McMoRan, they have issues in terms of a mine that's shut down. This is your mine volatility, the Grasberg mine, I believe it is, shut down until 2026 at least. That produces a large percentage of the world's copper. But yeah, you've rebounded nicely with the price of copper during that time. You jump over to gold. Gold up by $42. We check in on NVIDIA up by 4.5%. Microsoft shares, they're up with their numbers today as well, down by 0.6%. Google up by 0.4%. They'll be out as well. And tomorrow we get Apple up by 0.7%, and Amazon. Oh, the full give back. All right. Be careful on that one. They're going to have expectations sky high because look what happened last earnings, right? Last earnings, you miss, you trade back higher. It was a big miss for AWS. Okay, all those other big cloud companies, they crushed it. AWS, I think they were growing at like 17%. It was a low number, especially compared to some of the other competitors out there. All right, $5 trillion. Whew, and I'm not even talking about the run from 86, folks, but in a shorter term basis, you're talking about a run that this equity just added about $1 trillion in market cap in the last week. Expectations, you better believe it. But boy, AI. Folks, thanks so much for tuning in, kicking your trading day off right here with me at TFNN. Stay tuned. Basil Chapman, he's up next with the Tiger Technicians Hour. Steve Rhodes at 11 o'clock with the Trader's Edge. Fast Market at 12. Larry Pesavento at 1, and I'll be back at 3. Have a great day, everybody.